What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Redriveraviation. Hope you're on a fantastic day today, and today we have massive unboxing number 51 for you all. I really hope each and every one of you are excited for today's video, as today we have a really exciting massive unboxing. This is definitely very diverse relative to what I typically do, and we have a different setup today. So we are actually at Syracuse Aviation's house. Syracuse, how are you doing today, man? Thank you so much for letting me do this and being here, man.
My pleasure. It's awesome to have you, and I'm very excited to see what we got here in today's unboxing.
So yeah, definitely a different setup relative to what I typically do, but I thought it'd be really fun to have a different change of scenery and do this massive unboxing here at his house. We've had a great time going to Syracuse Airport, the lake, so on and so forth, but now it's time for the content. So I'm really excited for this. I hope you all are as well. So what we're gonna do is go one by one. So the majority of these came from Aviation Megastore, and throughout today's massive unboxing, I'll talk about the store located at the Amsterdam Schiphol International Airport and what this European adventure has been all about. Refer to some of the other videos that have came out for more information on that trip, but nevertheless, we'll of course dive into Aviation Megastore a brief bit, and obviously these models in depth, as we have so much to take a look at here. So I hope all of you are excited for this. Let's go ahead and get the setup rocking and get started, guys. Alrighty, everybody, let's go ahead and get started. So just a really fun trip overall. I won't take too much time on it, but it just was so much fun, and definitely my new favorite place in the world. I never thought I'd have a favorite place in the world, but it's definitely Aviation Megastore. It is an incredible facility. I'll be sure to do a full video regarding this outstanding model aircraft store. I've always seen videos online, but I've never seen, put it into perspective how big this place actually is, but it is huge, and the amount of inventory and model aircraft they have was just so overwhelming, but it was so much joy at the same time to see all of them in one single place. And I'm so fortunate that I had the luggage and the capabilities to bring these all the way back from a whole different continent. It's just crazy to think about it like that, and it's already crazy enough to think that I'm 1,500 miles away from home and getting to make this. So this is really awesome, but I'm really excited for this. So I did buy a few United States aircraft, but we're going to be seeing mainly European narrow bodies for the very first time, as I do hope in celebration of this trip to start a European model airport, fictional or real life. So we'll see. But nevertheless, I do have two Southwest aircraft here to start out today. So first off, we're going to be taking a look at the NG models 1-400 scale Southwest 737-700 in the Heart livery with the blended winglets. These have been really challenging to find for whatever reason. Anderson, did you get a pair of these? I'm trying to remember.
I did not.
Okay, you did not, because of the color, which is a little dark, unfortunately, but they were pretty tough to find. So I decided to get them at Megastore for to have kind of reassurance, because I'm going to sell some duplicates. I don't know why, but it made me feel a little bit better to have some duplicates that I was selling, so I thought that was a nice part of it. But also relative to that, to bring back some United States aviation home to where it belongs. So thought that was cool. But anyways, let's go ahead and get started. So 737-700, really unique box design. I actually think they line up. NG also did a third release with a mismatched canyon blue winglet, which I just thought was goofy, but here's the two boxes together. Also, some of these boxes are extremely damaged due to them getting crammed in my suitcase and my backpack, so please disregard that. Luckily, I think all the models are fine, but we'll have to find out. So this is 221 Whiskey November. I will sell some Panda duplicates, kind of make up for this, but anyway, box relatively standard for NG. Anderson, you think this is a reference or what, dude?
Looks really good to me. I like how the lineup is usual.
Let's not waste any further time and go ahead and take a look. I try not to bend that piece every time. It's so tough to avoid that, but hopefully we don't. Megastore is so cool, guys, though. You definitely gotta get ready to check out that video when it comes out, because it is truly a surreal venue. And here it is, the Heart livery 737-700. This is definitely a pretty unique offering here, and I'm gonna have to be cautious about how I do with these boxes, because these models aren't going to be staying out of the box. They're gonna have to be repacked, because they gotta go back all the way across the country. But here we go, we have the Southwest 737-700. I'm actually going to improvise on the fly, because I think we do a little bit better. I wanna put it on a box, because I don't wanna lower the camera here, so I'm trying to think of what we could put it on. Let me think here. Yeah, I was thinking a model box, but I didn't want the background to be jacked up. Actually, the perfect contrast here might be the bottom box right here, underneath of this. Yes, there we go. Actually, might do just as good on one. There we go. Wow, loving the fly. Okay, so here is the NG rather, Southwest 737-700 in the Heart livery with the blended winglets. Now, this is a really good looking aircraft for the most part, just from the overview here. Also, this mass unboxing format is going to be much more raw, so hopefully you enjoyed that. And Anderson will come in and make some references at some point, I'm sure. So anyway, though, this is a really good looking aircraft here. I think they did a pretty good job on it despite the slightly dark color. So without any further delay, I gotta be cautious. I can't go to 3x now, because during this trip, my telephoto lens actually got a dust spot on it, and I know everybody doesn't want to have to see that. So let me go ahead and prop down the camera just a little bit here, and we'll go ahead and take a look at all the features on this aircraft, because it's a really good looker. So All right, let's go ahead and get started. So here's the cockpit windows along with the windshield wipers, the pitot tubes, all the applicable details. Anderson, thank you for letting me use this pencil, by the way, I appreciate it. Nose landing gear door. Safe to say, and I think Anderson's definitely gonna agree, that the 737-700 mold from NG is one of the best out there. It's so proportional and just fine-tuned to the design. It's really awesome, so love that. There's the L1 door and the heart logo, and then you got the Southwest billboard titles. Window alignment, all that looks really good. I know Anderson's big forte is the cockpit window alignment and the windows, and this one looks really good, so that's awesome to see. It is also cool to note that this aircraft doesn't look too bad in these shaded conditions right here. You can see that window right there to kind of get a little bit of extra light on it. It still looks pretty good. It's definitely a little dark, but I can get a little bit past it with some of the natural conditions here. Anyway, you got the antenna on the bottom, antenna on the top. Here's the CFM56 engine right there, and you also got the exhaust here in the back, which looks quite wonderful. Main landing gear are also really good. They do, of course, roll, so that's great to see. You got the slats, horizontal stabilizers, all of those details, and the blended winglets, which look really nice, so definitely a good job there. I think the shaping and curvature is really good, so that's really awesome. You also got the Wi-Fi box there, and then again, the registration of this aircraft is November 221 Whiskey November. One really cool characteristic of this aircraft, though, is the yellow and red do look really nice on this aircraft, so that's nice. I'd presume NG used a cloudy photo to refer for the picture because I don't know why else it would be to this degree, but hey, there we go. This also came with a collector card. I'm sorry, I kind of forgot to feature that. But anyway, this all looks still really nice. You got the US flag, horizontal stabilizers, APU, all those great details. Two more antennas on the underside. Let's take a look at the right side of the aircraft, similar details. However, you do have the baggage doors and all that, so that all looks really nice. Top of the aircraft looks really nice. I guess I'm gonna have to zoom it out no matter what the case is, so I might as well do it now. Top of the aircraft looks really nice, all the details. And the bottom also looks really good with the air inlets, all the applicable details, all what you would expect. So I personally think this is really nice. It is unfortunate the color's a little dark, but I can get past it considering that I do love registration variety, and I think this will add good registration variety into my fleet. And of course, who can't ever pass up on 737-700? In fact, we're gonna be flying two of these tomorrow. What do you think about that, dude?
Really excited. We'll have to see what registrations we get, but nonetheless, I'm very excited.
Indeed, and whether it's a blended or scimitar winglets and all those details. But yeah, it's really nice. What do you think of this model, excluding the color? You think it's pretty good outside of that?
Yeah, I passed on the blended just because they're all going to get splits eventually.
Oh, did you get a split?
Oh, I got two of them. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, so you got two splits. I remember that video. So he got two splits, which is going to be our next model that we take a look at. So we'll go ahead and put that off to the side and get into the next one. And Anderson, by all means, please intervene. We're not here to be fancy. Jeb Brooks isn't fancy either. So if you want to talk or do whatever, just feel free. Let's have as much fun as we can. So by all means, feel free to intervene at any time. Okay, next is going to be the scimitar winglet, and as I was talking about earlier, due to the cramp, now I know that's a mess over there, but that luggage over there is all I've been taking with me during this huge trip of mine, so that's why you're going to see dents. So this one I think got dented because I had to put my camera in between two boxes that fitted in during security, and it kind of damaged it a little bit. But anyway, similar box, November 269 Whiskey November this time, and yeah, overall it's a good looking aircraft. So why are we waiting for on this one? They all got a little bit dirty. In fact, another reason that there's been significant damage on these boxes is because after I got them at Amsterdam, I went plane spotting and it rained off and on for 3 hours. So that ended up being a little bit of a conflict because I wasn't able to keep them dry, even though I put them under the seat pavilions that they have. And that's where they went. Oh, he was looking at my blended one. I was wondering where that went. So he got it. So anyway, this again comes from Aviation Megastore, which we'll have a more in-depth video on at a later time. And it's going to be really great. So here it is, the Southwest 737-700. This is the exact same clone stamp, however, not macro mode. No, I don't want macro mode. There we go. This time though, however, it's the heart livery with the scimitar winglets. So without any further delay, let's go ahead and take a look at this aircraft. So similar details. Anderson also did a video on his channel if you want to check out more details on what this aircraft exactly looks like. Well, let's go ahead and not get the dust spot on here and go ahead and take a look. So as you would expect, you have the cockpit windows and all the applicable details up here. It's literally just clone stamps, so I won't completely waste all of our times, but we have 269 right here as well. So the primary difference with this particular airframe is that we do have the scimitar winglets on it, and as you can tell, it does look really nice. So I personally think the NG does a really good job with their scimitar. Do they seem a little, just a touch big?
I think so.
Just a touch big, and it's not a problem. I think it's much better than the Panda one. The Panda one is stubby on the corner, which sucks, and then the Gemini is way too big. It's way too big. So That's the current status. He's going to go look at his collection. He might find us a reference model. Oh, here comes a reference model. So there's the Panda, and as you can see, this was so convenient. The actual top winglet's awesome, but the bottom one's like literally 2/3 of the size of what it should be. So how about that color contrast too? Oh my goodness, that's just completely weird to see what the different shades of blue look like. And you can make the argument that the other one's too light, but you can also make the argument that this one's just way too dark. It's quite the contrast. But yeah, you got the scimitar there, and then it's November 269 Whiskey November. So overall, a really good looking aircraft, and I think they did a good job, once again, excluding the obvious imperfection on the color. It's still a good looking plane, and you can't ever pass out of the Southwest, but as of late, plenty of Southwest have been coming out 1-400. So dare I even say that at this point, but still a really good looking aircraft. I would definitely recommend both of these. The blended's really iconic because there's so many of those, but the scimitar, like Anderson said, more of them, we're going to continue to get them, but they are going to get retired at some point in the future, so we do have to keep that in mind as well. So, and who knows what's going to happen with all the Boeing issues, and so on and so forth. We will go ahead and knock out our last North American aircraft for today's video, because why not? So this aircraft really appealed to me, even though it's not in delivery. I flew this aircraft in because last summer, during my really exciting Pacific Northwest trip, definitely check out the content that's coming out for that trip. I got to fly a WestJet Saab 340, and they did do one in old livery, but when I saw the new livery, it was too convenient of an opportunity to get this particular aircraft, and it's such a good looking model, and I don't have a single 1-400 Saab 340, I don't think. So this was too good of an opportunity to pass up on when I saw the opportunity present itself. So this is the new livery WestJet Saab 340. So I flew the WestJet Saab 340 from Cranbrook, British Columbia to Calgary, Alberta last summer. So I just wanted an aircraft to represent that, because why not? It's a special memory, and it'll make for a really good addition of a great plane. So when I saw it, it was too good an opportunity. Anyway, let's go ahead and take a look. We also have some sun trying to peek through as well, so that's absolutely awesome. In fact, why don't we make an or it's going to be in and out, but I'll go ahead and pull the table just slightly over this way, so we might have a chance at getting some of that in here. Let's see what we can do, or at least make our shot at it, because we got to give some home vibes, don't we? This is not Tulsa, but it's also got to make the situation out of it here in we're in Syracuse. So anyway, there's the sun. Love it. This is literally perfect. So let's go ahead and take a look. So here's the box. It's the 25th anniversary. This came out last year, 2023. Really good looking box. Sorry about the damage again. This one also had substantial rain damage, so that's really what happened there. But the pamphlet looks in good shape, and then we actually have the model. Yeah, Anderson, do you have any Saabs? I don't think you do.
I do not.
Yeah, so this will be the first time he's seen one up close to my knowledge. So let's go ahead and take a look at this little guy. So they are extremely small. They're the size of half my index finger. How cool is it that the sun's peeking out for this? This is exactly what I could have hoped for. Syracuse is making its rounds. It's been on and on thunderstorms all day, but we still were able to get a full day at the lake. So life is really good. Oh man, this is a cute little guy. So I believe this is also my first Saab 340. So that was another exciting reason to get this aircraft. But to be quite honest, with how overwhelmed I was in the mega store, I really wasn't thinking about aircraft types and all that. I was just trying to pick planes that I thought looked really fun. So yeah, this is the WestJet Saab 340 by GeminiJets, the 2023 iteration. Personally, I think it looks really good. So we have a bunch going for this aircraft here, from the really good nose cone shape. The landing gear also looks pretty great considering how small it is. So this is going to be a really good looking aircraft, and I'm excited to check it out. So let's just go ahead and get into it. So here's the cockpit windows along with the windshield wipers. Then we have the nose cone along with the radar outline there, or whatever it's exactly supposed to be. Here's the nose landing gear door, and then yeah, that nose landing gear is actually not plastic, which is really exciting. So here's a little bit better of a view. You can see that it's actually a full die-cast wheel like the rears, which is really great to see, and I think Gemini made quite the effort to make this a possibility. Now, I believe they did a Logan Air one previously, and it had a plastic gear like the Herpa gear, and it was terrible, I believe. So this is really great to see the WestJet one get a redo, and this certainly looks really nice. So you have that, and then you have the Canadian flag, and then the L1 door. Now these aircraft are operated by Pacific Coastal Airlines, which does have a huge fleet of Beechcraft 1900s that they fly around the western coast of Canada, but they do operate these WestJet ones in conjunction, the Saabs, and I think it's just Saabs that they operate. So that's really cool. And then you got the propellers, which are just 4 blades. They're real simple. This trip port should be coming out literally any time, so keep your eyes out for it because it was a really fun one. But the Saab 340 has really unique sounds, and it also, the nose landing gear will pivot when it starts and stops, which is really cool. So we'll get to see that in the video, so looking forward to that. So yeah, WestJet. I believe these hold 30, actually it's a 1-2 configuration, so they might hold 50. I think they probably hold 50. It's either 35 or 50 people, but definitely a cool configuration now. Gemini definitely outdid themselves on the wing detail up here. This looks really nice. You can see the various inspection panels there, along with the emergency exit wing and all those details. In the underneath here, you can see also substantially good details with the GeminiJets logo, along with the registration, which is Charlie Golf Oscar India Alpha on this particular aircraft. And Saab 340 has the very unique sound. You'll see that in the video, along with the inspection panels there too. So it's really nice. The propellers do spin as you would expect. And then the back here has a little touch of green at the rear, which is kind of nice. And then we get the one overwing exit door. Again, I think it's 50 seats. I could be wrong now. You do have the cargo door here in the back, which is a really unique characteristic of the Saab 340. And then again, Charlie Golf Oscar India Alpha. And then you have the beautiful WestJet tail there. So this is their revised livery here, and you can really see the color coming out there, along with the other various features compared to their darker green color that they had in their previous livery. The left side of the aircraft is relatively similar. However, we don't have a baggage door on that side, and the door is pretty far back there. It actually is a window right here. It's so far back, so that's really cool. Main landing gear also really nice. So yeah, this aircraft's extremely small though. Again, it's the size of my index finger, half of it. So the amount of detail they were able to fit onto this aircraft, considering those circumstances, is really cool. So overall, a really great aircraft, and definitely super glad to feature it here today. That's going to be it for the North American aircraft. Now, the reason that I decided to start collecting these European narrow bodies is because I definitely want to add substantial variety to my channel, and I believe that about 20% of my viewers are, excuse my laundry back there, I'm so sorry. That's what happens when you're gone for a long time. But look at that sun too. I wanted to really expand because I know 20% of my viewers are from Europe. So obviously with this trip in the back burner now, I know what it's like. So I thought it would be really cool to provide this opportunity going forward. So anyway, I don't even know which one I want to start with. Let's go ahead and start with, I'll go ahead and do the most special one and go ahead and explain it because it's going to take a little bit of time. So this is the Phoenix 1/400 scale British Airways Airbus E320 in the One World livery. I actually got the A319 from JJ last year at Dallas, so that was really fun. But anyway, so this aircraft I saw probably 11 or 12 times, which is really cool. I think they have 3 or 4 of them, but first place I spotted obviously was London Heathrow, and that's always been a fantasy of mine to get to see all these British Airways aircraft and all the diversity that an airport like Heathrow receives. And it was really special, but seeing 3 of these within 30 minutes on my first day of plane spotting in the continent was very cool, and I can't say that it wouldn't have been right when I saw this aircraft not to get it. So I'm so glad to have this now. This will prove powerful for whatever European airport I do choose in the future. But anyway, let's not waste any further time and go ahead and get started. So it's Airbus E320 right here. You got the One World CGI in the palette design here, which is really cool. Remember, One World British Airways, the registration is going to be Golf Echo Uniform Yankee Romeo, so we're going to have to get used to those. Unfortunately, this box took an absolute beating from the rain. It got so damp right there. I can even, Anderson, come fill it if you want. It's even still a little damp there, which is just crazy to think about. Yeah. So it just got soaked, but luckily it survived enough to where it's not an absolute shambles, so that's wonderful. But anyway, I'm really excited for this. This is a really good looking plane, and certainly going to prove powerful for my collection. So yeah, box barely is working, but we will put that off to the side and worry about it later. But yeah, seeing several of these. Now, I don't know if anybody else has done it. I know the Phoenix E320 isn't quite the most desirable Airbus narrow body in the world, but let's go ahead and take a look at it nevertheless. So I'm really excited for this. It's definitely a reference considering the circumstances, and I'm hoping none of these got damaged, but luckily these boxes do their job really well, as this aircraft is looking to be in really good shape. So I've added several Phoenix models from this haul. I got several of them because they do make several European aviation narrow bodies, and thank goodness for the sun, just like Heathrow, isn't it? Where we ran into the sun. So let me actually get this box out here. And here it is, the 1/400 scale British Airways Airbus E320 in the One World livery. So yeah, this is a exceptionally good looking plane. I'm so glad to have it here in the fleet today. It's so cool that they have several of these, and I know that most people, including myself, don't love the British Airways logo down there, but it's all right. I mean, it still looks relatively good. So, very special aircraft for all the reasons that I mentioned. So, why are we even wasting time, especially considering the sun's out here in Siberia, so we can't waste time when the sun's out. So, let's just go ahead and get into it, guys. Thinking that's so, it's literally raining outside and the sun's out. That's this. I don't want to move this mount, but it's literally raining outside. Anderson, you get a picture if you want. It's literally raining outside and it's sunny. That's so funny. So let's go ahead and get started. Probably a rainbow on the other side, but you'll have to go take a look at that at some point. Cockpit windows here along with the nose cone, which is the only slight downside here. It's a little stubby, but it's not too bad. Here's the One World logo. It's bigger, of course, than the narrow body, so that's really cool, along with the nose landing gear and nose landing gear door, which is really nice. So love to see that. L1 door. I do think Phoenix does a really good job detailing these aircraft up. So here's an antenna right here, member of One World, and then of course British Airways has a handful of first class seats followed by their economy. I love the Navy. It's such a standard livery, but it looks so nice. You can see One World right there, and then you get to the middle of the aircraft where you have the emergency exits. These are the IAE 2500s, so of course we're gonna have those, and they look really detailed here on the Phoenix mold, and they're also very proportional, so I really like that. You have the silver kind of strut there that we've talked about many times. Here's the wing detail. It's really good, and they also nailed the red tips there on the flat pieces, which is really cool. I think the Phoenix Sharklets are a little bit too far back, but they're tolerable, so that's what we can see there. And then you get the two antennas here in the back and one underneath, and again, it's a really standard aircraft, so can't dive into too many crazy details, but again, the registration now is Golf Echo Uniform Yankee Romeo, so glad to see that. Main landing gear also look quite good, a little big on the piece to connect it, but not bad at all. Here's the L2 door, and then there's the beautiful British Airways logo. So I really like that. The two red and the blue just come together. What an awesome airline. I still can't believe I got to fly their Super 380. That was such an amazing experience. I'm super excited to bring with all of you. Now, I do want to mention, because I mentioned this in the past, and I think many of you would appreciate it, this door obviously has been bigger than the baggage door that they have back here. So they actually, I saw them in Heathrow. I'm not sure if they do this nationwide around Europe or if it's just a few airports, but they actually had a cargo loader on these doors, which I was really surprised about. So they actually put actual cargo tins on here, so these actually are meant for cargo, which is really cool, because I've always wondered why collectors would put that on there, but that's actually how it is. I just didn't know, so that's so awesome to see. Just learning about pieces like that, and overall it's just really cool. So what a special aircraft this is. For all those reasons, I'll be sure to get some photos on the screen of the One Worlds I saw at London Heathrow, and then I even saw one at Stockholm too, so that just shows you how popular they are around there. But yeah, this is a really great looking aircraft, and what a special one, and I'm so glad that I was able to find a model of it, and definitely will serve a very special place in my heart for who knows how many years, because airplanes just make their rounds. Anderson knows it real well, and we'll get to see more of it tomorrow. Let's see. We'll do one more diecast before we dive into an intervention on a Skymarks aircraft. Let's go back and forth between normal and obscure. So let's go ahead and do this one. This was another one I saw at Heathrow that I thought was really cool, and I've been trying to get this airline for a long time. I probably should have patiently waited for a wide body, but I'm going to be able to use this at Great Plains. I'll make up a story to make it relevant to the design. So this is going to be a Egypt Air Airbus E321 Neo by Phoenix. So this is a really great looking livery. I've always wanted their 787 or 777, but it's so cool. I actually got to see a substantial amount of them on this trip, because I've never really saw many of them before, and I think their livery is really cool. Obviously, with their Cairo hub, it's quite a cool operation. So this one came in the Heathrow. That was enough. So here it is, the A321 Neo, the registration Sierra Uniform Golf Foxtrot Romeo, 1 to 4 to go. Anderson's taking a look at that One World. He might fall in love with it over there. It is, and the One World placement's also really cool. So here it is, really good looking box. Back, this is such a cool back with the limited edition, the obviously the pyramids that you'd find in Egypt. So this is a super cool looking box, and really glad to have this airline. I'm not sure if I'll have it do a stopover in like maybe Reykjavik or maybe St. John's or somewhere to make it to Great Plains, obviously. But anyway, this is going to be a really cool aircraft. So very similar mold to the A320 Neo that we just took a look at, A320 rather, on that British Airways. Very similar concept. So let me just go ahead and move that plastic off, and we'll go ahead and take a look. First off, Phoenix absolutely killed the printing on this one. This is really, really, really good. So this is a really good looking aircraft. Now, this is actually my first E320 Neo family aircraft from Phoenix. I actually don't have one. I just noticed with the engine differences. When you get so many aircraft, you kind of forget what you have. So that's one of these cases here today. But I really like the, I don't know if that's like a Are they trying to represent like a bird, or what is the Egypt Air? Is it a bird of sorts? I think it's some sort of bird. This is a really, yeah, I'd appreciate that greatly. This is a really cool looking aircraft. My first 321 Neo from Phoenix, and quite frankly, excluding a couple of small details, it looks really solid. So let's not waste any further time and go ahead and dive into the Phoenix Egypt Air E321 Neo, because we will have another E321 Neo from them coming up shortly. Okay, so we have the beautiful mask here. I absolutely love this. I actually got to board my first one with the Iberia E320 Neo. I hope to get that aircraft soon. So that's really awesome to see. You get the nose cone, all the details. Here's the Star Alliance logo. It looks quite nice. You got the antenna up here along with the L1 door. And then, of course, you got some slant there on the nose landing gear, which is correct. And then really good details here with these T-shaped red pieces right there, and along with the panel details. It's really detailed. This is really nice. So really glad to see that. So I'm sure we have some first class up there for Egypt Air. So then we move into Economy Plus followed by Economy. So love that. Now, again, I think this is some sort of bird. I don't exactly know those. So that's really cool. Let's see here. Anderson's showing me the airline's logo is Auris's. I'm not Auris. Yeah, the sky that's lit in the ancient Egypt mythology. So it actually has a background meaning there, which is really cool. So awesome to see that. That's what that is supposed to represent. So apologies for my misunderstanding on that, but I've never known before. So it's extremely different, and it's really cool to get to represent it here with this 321 Neo. Speaking of Egypt Air, there's their billboard titles they do in the middle. Here's the two emergency exit doors. The Neo engine on the 320 here is really nice. I actually take that back. I do have a Phoenix 320. I don't have their 320 Neo family aircraft, but this engine looks really pleasant. So that's definitely really encouraging, and I definitely would not be opposed to getting more Neos in the future from them. Another interesting tidbit is obviously the cowling around there. It's obviously extremely detailed. So that's really cool to note. Overall, I think they did a very nice job on that. So you do have the main landing gear there too, which are really nice. And then you got the over wing with the flap slides and speed brakes. Overall, really good job. I think I got a little paint chip there, which is a little unfortunate. You know, it happens to the best of us. I unfortunately can't afford to fly back to Amsterdam right now and give it back to them. But the good news is we will pretend that that didn't happen. So every plane does deserve some character. And what I'll take from that is that the Egypt Air had a long way to travel from obviously Egypt to Oklahoma, so that's definitely an extremely long way, so that's what I'll try to remember for that. Sharklet does look really nice there, and we also have the logo right there on the Sharklet too, which is really cool, but I like those new engines. Main landing gear. Well, yeah, the wing detail is really exceptional. It looks really nice, so love that. You have the L3 door right there, which is awesome too, and then you got the two antennas followed by the rest of the windows. I'm sure it's all economy back there. Another Wi-Fi box in the last antenna before we find the L4 door and the Airbus E321 Neo titles, the Egypt flag, and www.egyptair.com. And then you got the L4 door registered for this aircraft, the registration Sierra Uniform Golf Foxtrot Sierra. So really good. And then tail is definitely the best part in my opinion. I love the diverse blue colors along with the white. It looks so nice. So that's really cool. APU horizontal stabilizers, all the details. On the right side, you have very similar details. This side doesn't have the beat up wings, so that's really cool. So I'll try to put it on this side so we don't notice it as much. But it adds character. I always try to find the positive in all situations, and I really can't complain. Considering that this model itself is going to travel somewhere in the ballpark when I got it, like 10,000 miles or probably like 8,000 miles or whatever it traveled, it definitely made its rounds. So considering that it's in nearly pristine condition, excluding one little detail there, is awesome. And the amount of inventory they have there, I can understand them missing a small detail like that every now and again. I'm sure they just pull wings and that's it. So anyway, really good looking model. I can't believe we're already five miles in. That's really good. We're actually making record time for what I normally can do. So yeah. As promised though, I did say that we were going to intervene to a plastic aircraft. So this one actually comes from the flight store at Amsterdam Airport. I'm forgetting its name, plane and equivalent. I'm forgetting its name. I'll be sure to pop it up. Sorry about that, guys. My iPhone thinks it's out of storage, even though it's not because of how much filming I've been doing recently. So let's hope that we can proceed. But nevertheless, this is the KLM Boeing 787-10 from that store. So really glad to have this. I got it for $20, which I thought was a really good price. Now it does have some substantial wing flex, but we're gonna get past that. But it has the 100 sticker, which I actually saw at JFK the day prior. So I thought that for all those reasons, it was worth it. Now, this one's been on the corner of my backpack, so it's just been demolished. But here's what the box is supposed to look like. And I made it out kind of okay, but this flap is really getting wore out. So anyway, we'll just go ahead and take it out. And I think it's worth putting it together, don't you think? Even though it's going to take a little bit of time. Yeah, let's go. Yes. Just didn't want to make a mess out of it. But anyway, I don't know how well this plastic's going to hold up, but this should be a really nice one. So $20, which is really good for any 1-200. Now, I know the wings do have some substantial flex, but we can live past it because it shouldn't be too crazy terrible. But I didn't really get an amazing look at the one they had on display there. So wasn't jet lag, just was so overwhelmed with the amount of activities going on, which I'll definitely make a video on how to avoid jet lag going from the US to Europe. It's quite a concept. Oh, it's not too bad.
It's not Hogan.
Yeah, it's not Hogan, but it's definitely going to be noticeable. But it's supposed to be in flight anyway. So really good snap together. I don't know if that's like an actual brand or who it is, but you can get them at that store. And then here's the stand that it comes with, and the clip together pieces on the bottom right here. So let's go ahead and get that. We also have our horizontal stabilizers in here as well, and the sun makes another round for us. So love that. Anytime that's out, we can be happy. Really good stand for $20. Stand's worth $5 by itself, maybe 10. And then the horizontal stabilizers, which hopefully I can put in right without screwing it up. It feels almost forceful right there. It's supposed to go in that way. What's...
Yeah, I think that's like on the right side.
Okay, so it's supposed to go here. Yeah, it's just really tight, I think. There we go. And then put it on this side. I think that's right. I don't know. It's close enough. It looks like it.
Yeah,
And then, yeah, just a little bit of wing flex, but it'll look good on my desk. Glad to have Canon. Alrighty, guys, after clearing the phone storage, we're back in action here with this 1-200 scale KLM Boeing 787-9 in the, -10 in the 100 stick delivery. So it's a really good looking aircraft for $20. I'm extremely happy with it. I think it's going to be a powerful asset. So let's just go ahead and get a better look here at this aircraft. So here's the front with the nose cone, SkyTeam logo, Air France KLM groups, and you got the L1 door there on the front, and then it says some sort of words there. I'm not exactly sure what they're going for with that, but there's that listed. Very simple details, no pitot tubes, but you do have that cheat line, and then of course the absolutely outstanding KLM royal blue on the contrast to the white right there is really nice. So KLM Royal Dutch Airlines. There's the L2 door right there, and you got the 100. And then you got the engine right there, which looks really nice. So definitely glad to see that. That's already attached to the wings, so I don't believe it comes off. Anderson said the fan blades spin, which it looks like they do. So that's really cool to see, and definitely a really good characteristic of this aircraft. You get the L2 door with the SkyTeam logo there as well. The air inlets, all the additional details at the wings, which do have some substantial flex, but it doesn't look too bad. So overall, really nice to see that, and I think they did a good job here. Definitely would like to go back and pick up some more at some point, but considering I had a limited space, I didn't want to go overkill, so I picked one, and I think it was a good choice. So especially for $20, this was a really good price. L3 door also looks really nice. Definitely glad to see that. Oh, the passenger windows, really good to just kind of sit and display considering the circumstances with this aircraft. So really nice L4 door, and missing just one window there for whatever reason, but that might be the galley or whatever, I'm not sure. Registration is Papa Hotel Bravo Kilo Alpha, and then you got the Netherlands logo. I think the European Union's the other one, and then you get the Flying Dutchman right there. You get the L4 door, Boeing 787-10, and then the beautiful KLM tail. So a very simple aircraft, but a very good looker. There's horizontal stabilized APU. You do even have a baggage door. It's so cool. The other side of the aircraft also looks really nice. You do have the luggage door there, which is really cool, or the cargo door, whatever you want to call it. You get the back one too. Again, it does have some substantial flex, but 787 can't flex that much. Hogan certainly proved that at one point. So anyway, this is a really good looking aircraft, and definitely super glad to feature it here. So what a great looking fleet. Let's go ahead and put it over here and continue with our next aircraft. So let's go ahead and reprop the phone here because we've had some substantial movement in reference to the design. All right. Let's go for, we have quite a few of one aircraft type, so let's go ahead and look at this one next. So our next aircraft is going to be by NG Models, and it's going to be the Lufthansa Airbus E321 Neo. So I actually wanted a 319 or 321 because that's what I flew, but I found the 321 Neo, so I thought that was a good future option, and it should be really nice. So let's go ahead and take a look. Airbus A321 Neo, here's the CGI of the aircraft, Lufthansa, registration Delta Alpha India Echo Papa 1 scale. Excuse me, this might be Phoenix. I'm thinking this is a Phoenix. I didn't even realize. That was my fault. So it should be a really nice model, though, nevertheless. The boxes are kind of similar. I mean, this looks more like an NG to me, so that's where I got confused. But that's going to be a Phoenix, which I'm not upset about that. I mean, it's still going to be a nice aircraft and all. So let's go ahead and take a look. They also put their aircraft so far up to the top left. I'm not sure if that's for damage protection or an equivalent matrix, but let's go ahead and take a look. get it out here, little around, making its rounds, bingo. These Phoenix boxes are packed really tight, so don't expect much breakage here for Phoenix aircraft. So this could be similar to our previous one, the Egypt Air. So this should be a really good. What's the deal with the Phoenix and A321 Neos? I'll give you a hint. There's another one coming up. You probably saw it there in the introduction, but I thought this was going to be our intermission with the NG, but no. This is actually going to be another one. So here it is, the Phoenix 1400 Lufthansa 321 Neo. It looks a little bit different than what I was expecting. I don't know what I was expecting though relative to this, so I really can't get too fired up about it. But anyway, it still looks really good, and I think it's going to be quite a helpful addition here for the collection. So let's go ahead and take a look at this aircraft. So very similar to the Egypt Air, you do have the mask, which is absolutely beautiful. It's cockpit windows, and then you got the panel, Lufthansa logo right there, Star Alliance L1 door. You got the antenna, nose landing gear, and then the Echo pop there, right there too. And then you got the Lufthansa billboard titles, which look absolutely awesome as well. Airbus E321 Neo. You have the city name, which starts with A. I can't see it, so I apologize, but hopefully you can make it out a little bit better than what I can. Then, of course, you got all the doors here. Lufthansa was really good. I really enjoyed both my narrow-body flights with them. I think both were about 2 hours long, so they were quite pleasant. So really enjoyed that right there. So here's the rest of the aircraft, along with the beautiful Neo engines. They do a really good job on those. I kind of like them, so they're growing on me fast. And we'll have another one that we'll check out here in a moment. Anyway, you have the exhaust right there at the main landing gear, and then you got the overwing exit along with the various flap slat detail, and then you got the L3 door right there, which looks quite nice. Two top antennas and the red one on the bottom, and you got the registration Delta Alpha India Echo Papa, the Germany flag, and I think that's the European Union once again. Could be wrong though, but anyway, there's the L4 door, and then the Lufthansa logo just looks a little different. I think it looks good. It just seems like it's maybe like a different kind of color or equivalent, but it still looks really nice. So it's really nice, horizontal stabilized, APU, all the applicable details. Now, I probably could have got another airline and substitute here for Lufthansa, considering how many wide-body Lufthansa aircraft I do own. But I thought that it was just really special that I flew narrow-body to try to get a narrow-body. But I was looking for more European narrow-body aircraft, and they were just really tough to come by, considering how populated they were in the country of Netherlands, and obviously considering the other circumstances there, like how many European collectors that live there, obviously. So that's a huge part of it. But luckily, I was able to come across this one, and I'm really happy about that. So this is the Gemini 1400 Air Canada Airbus E22300. So I saw several of these, got a bunch of really great shots. So I'm really happy to represent it now and hope to fly this sometime. It's a really, really good looking plane. I didn't get a chance to go to France on this trip, unfortunately, but hopefully that will happen in the future. So here's the box Air France. CGI is to the left. It's a little different. They did this also with the 190, so I don't know if it's a deal with Air France or what it is. Kind of seems almost Herpa-like, but Airbus E22300 1400 scale. And then, yeah, the sides are just Air France in the aircraft, so that's definitely different. This box had its fair share, so they actually have this in French right here. That's really cool with the dimensions. It's really cool. And then you can see the sticker from the store, GeminiJets. And that's actually might be a exclusive model for Stealth Tech. It says a logo right there, so that would explain all of that. But anyway, I'm super excited to see what this aircraft's going to be like, and it's going to be super exciting to see how they did on this one. So again, this is the Air France 22300 by GeminiJets. So let's take a look. Top plastic already came off, and there it is. That's a really healthy looking plane right there. I'm a big fan of that. So let's not waste any further time and go ahead and get our beautiful EasyJet box back and take a look at this aircraft. So yeah, the Air France 22300. This is a good looking offering right here. I think that they did a good job in reference to the design and all the other applicable traits that go with this aircraft. So I don't know, maybe a guy like Baldwin or somebody would appreciate it. I don't know. But anyway, we won't waste any further time on those discussions and talk about school buses or whatever. All right, here we go. So here we go for the cockpit windows right here. This looks quite nice along with the nose cone. That's absolutely beautiful. The A220 has made tremendous strides since GeminiJets introduced it, and definitely major point there to the landing gear, which is nicely sized. It's a little tall, but not bad. But I really like the die-cast gear there. It's really nice. You got the pitot tubes there too in the nose landing gear door. Not sure what that logo is, but then we got the L1 door there with the lever in the window and all the various pieces there. So that's really nice. Here's the Air France billboard titles. They look really nice. Let me know in the comments, do you like the updated Air France logo? Personally, I think that it's grown on many, but you know, it's not the old one, that's for sure too. There's some sort of word right there. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but Air France. Got a little bit of first class on here before the economy plus and economy. There's the 3 antennas in the Wi-Fi box on the top, and then you got the wing root, which is really nice and solidified. There's the engines, they look really nice, and then the fan blades, which are also really nicely detailed. You do have the wingtips here, which look really nice, and then you got the in there with the logo as well. It's so weird to see Air France on a 220, but this is extremely cool. I'm really digging this. This is sweet. You got the rest of the economy windows, and then you got the registration of Foxtrot Hotel, Zulu Uniform Alpha, and then you got Air France KLM Group, SkyTeam logo, Airbus E22300. You got a couple of additional details there on the back. And you got the horizontal stabilizers, APU, all the rest of those great details. It's looking really nice. Right side's also really good. You got 2 baggage doors right there, and all the details you would hope to see. Top of the aircraft looks really nice. Glad to see all the details. It's really cool. And the bottom's also really nice. You got the air inlet, the stand hole, all the details. The GeminiJets logo, registrations, Foxtrot Hotel, Zulu Uniform Alpha. Honestly, I think they did a really good job. This might be one of my favorites from the unboxing to this point. It's extremely detailed, and it just looks really nice and proportional. So that's really awesome right there, and certainly really glad to see that. Okay, so the next model is a really special one. It's actually not one that I picked out. The one of the employees of the store, or owners, I'm not exactly sure who he was, but his name's Marshall. So Marshall, if you're watching this, huge shout out to you, and thank you so much for supporting my channel and what I do here. He actually recognized me and was kind enough to gift me this aircraft right here, which is extremely nice of him, and I really appreciate him doing that. So this is the Transavia Airbus E321 Neo, which is a brand new airplane. I mainly saw their Boeing 737-800s during this trip, but I actually was fortunate enough to see some of these at the hangar at Amsterdam. So really special moment to get this aircraft, and it will be really future-proof. It looks really awesome. So this is another Phoenix model Airbus E321 Neo. Here's what it looks like. It's a really cool looking livery. I know Gemini did a 738 in the last year, but awesome to get a 321 Neo. Transavia, registration Papa Hotel, Yankee Hotel Zulu. So a very unique airline. I believe they're low cost. I don't know that for sure though, but yeah, a little bit of damage on this box. It had to sit in the backpack, so I can only do so much, but yeah, really excited to have this aircraft. It's going to be quite an addition to the collection, and I think that this will definitely represent them well, because who knows when I would have been able to stumble upon a Transavia aircraft otherwise if it wasn't for this particular situation. So let's go ahead and attempt to get this out of the plastic here, which I'm trying to, but it's these Phoenix plastic cradles are exceptional. Man, we're gonna have like 14 or 15 models here. I didn't realize how much we had. Wow, okay. So Transavia Airbus E321 Neo. This is a wonderful looking airplane. Personally, I think it is really great. And again, huge thank you to Marshall and the whole team at Aviation Mega Store. It made for what a wonderful experience it was, and just had so much fun there. And I'm really excited. I'll definitely block more than just 2 hours for next time. Unfortunately, I had to get the spotting before the sunset, so wasn't able to stay in there all day, but I definitely hope to spend more like 3, 4, 5 hours in there next time with how much they have. You'll see in the video what I'm talking about. But anyway, Transavia A321 Neo is a great looking plane today. Let's take a look at it. So here we have the cockpit windows, which again, it's a raccoon mask. That looks really nice. You do have the registration there on the top too, which is really cool. And then you got the nose cone, Airbus E321 Neo. Here is the antenna, and then the L1 door along with the, Anderson, you got any idea what these sticker details are? I've never seen them. It's like pictures or equivalent. I have
no idea. That's
no clue, but that's really cool. But we'll see if we can pop up a picture on editing of a little better shot of what that is, but that's really cool. There's nose landing gear, which is really cool as well. I also got a picture with Marshall, so I'll try to put that on there as well so you can see that. Anyway, so Transavia, they keep the lowercase t, and then they have this really cool lime green color kind of. So that looks quite nice. They have a really cool underbelly. It's quite hunky-dory, so we'll take a look at that momentarily as well. Then you got the emergency exit, another 321 Neo. They just keep lining up. Anderson's looking at the Air France 220 as we speak. Love the Transavia lowercase a logo there, and you can see on the tail. We'll look at that more in a moment. I'm really starting to dig the cowling. The engine inside is a little small, but that's fine. Main landing gear, nice with the silver strut that we've come to know and love. The Shotcuts are in good shape, and then you got the T right there, which is also really nice. And then you got the L3 and L4 doors. More antennas, and then you got the registration Papa Hotel, Yankee Hotel Zulu, and you got the Air France KLM group. They're a part of Air France KLM group. Wow, that was not on my bingo card for today's video, but that is really cool to note. Then you got the Transavia T in the green circle, and then you got the last three registration, horizontal stabilized, APU, all those great details. It's quite awesome, so that's really great to see. Right side of the aircraft's also really nice. You got the main landing gear, 2 baggage doors, along with the luggage door. Yeah, it's really cool to think about them loading actual cargo on these now, so that's really nice. Top, very simple. You do have the beacon and the antennas and all that though, so that's nice. The bottom's where you get really interesting. So I believe you have an umbrella right there in the blue, umbrella in a beach chair. Then you got the Transavia green tee, and then you get a guy surfing right there. So that's really nice, and all the details are great along with the underneath. So that's all that's really good. So great looking aircraft right here. Super glad to have it, and that's a really, really good addition right there. Man, it just keeps going on. So let me make sure I haven't missed any narrow bodies before we continue this, because I don't want to miss any. It's going to be kind of tough to get all these plastic cradles back, but I believe I just have, okay, let's go ahead and do one of the heavies, and then we'll save this narrow body for second to last, and the last is the true grand finale. Okay, so first off, we're going to be taking a look here at this Sadia Boeing 787-10 by NG. This one and the next one actually comes from the aviation shop at London Heathrow Airport, which is a really impressive facility. It's only about 20 feet by 20 feet, but they have 500 models in there. It's a bunch. So probably more than that, probably 800, 900. It's a really cool facility. So we'll take a look at that video in the future, but I got this one because I thought that the owner actually recommended it to me, because I was actually, one of the employees rather, I was actually working on getting the tan livery. Yeah, tan livery for Sadia, but he said that this one's going to be what they're going to use going forward, so I thought this would be more future-proof. So anyway, you got kind of the Sadia theme here, Sadia, and then the registration's Hotel Zulu Alpha Romeo 32. Here's the size of the box. So yeah, this is going to be great. I don't think I have many 7810s from NG, if any, so this will be cool to finally see what this is like. So yeah, eager to see how they did on this one. It's a really good looking scheme. So there's the card, and then here is the 7810. So yeah, again, this should be really future-proof for the future, so I think it will be good for that reason. So yeah, it looks really nice. That's a really, really cool scheme. So let me just go ahead and get this box out of the way here, and we'll really dive into this. Let's see, have we already done 10? Oh my gosh, I think we've already done 10. I don't know how many are over there, but this is really, really cute. So yeah, this is the Sadia 7810 by NG. Really, really good looking livery here. I think that it's very unique. It definitely gives that throwback vibe, which is kind of cool on a 787. So really unique part to add to the collection now, but let's not waste any further time and really dive into it. Okay. So here's the cockpit windows along with the nose cone. That looks really nice. Then you have quite a variety of shades here. So you got a lime green, olive green, a navy, and a ocean blue. So that's really great to see right there. And then you got the SkyTeam logo along with the L1 door, which is obviously stubby on 787s. We just KLM, seen it at 1400 now. Nose landing gear door. Here's their flag right here. And then Sadia, I believe, has a really nice handful of first class seats. So you're gonna see that up here. And then of course you get the L2 door. Here's the stubby antenna, which I love it for NG. So really cool to see all that too. Air inlet right there, all the details. Leading edge lights also really nice. And then you got the beautiful olive green color engine, which looks really cool with their logo. So that's really great to see. I'm assuming that's the local language, so that's what you're going to find there. And then you got the wings, which on the NG 787 is outmatched. The seamlessness is just gorgeous, so absolutely love that, and so glad to see that. There's the main landing gear too. They look really nice. And then you get the L3 door. You can also notice, this makes you really appreciate how precise paint can be at times. You can see it really spilled over a little bit right there. But I can't be too bothered by it, considering how awesome the rest of it is, like that, how good that green is, and so on and so forth. So it is worth noting though that it's so challenging to be this precise on these die-cast airplanes. Okay, missing a window there too, which must be galley or equivalent, but you got that antenna, and then two more back here. You got the L4 door, and then of course you got the registration of Hotel Zulu Alpha Romeo 32. Here's the tail, looks really nice. You got their logo, horizontal stabilizers, APU, all the details. Safe to say it looks quite epic, so absolutely love to see that. Right side of the aircraft's also really nice. You got the SkyTeam logo, and then you get the cargo doors, which is what I would expect on an aircraft like this. So really get to see it here. Air inlets, and then yeah, the blue kind of seeped there on the right too. I'm sure it's just a little quality issue, but can't really complain too much with that. Top of the aircraft's really nice. You see all the details that you love to find right there. And the bottom's really cool. So you got Sadia there as well. That looks really nice. So really cool to see that, and all that's really good. The air inlets are really good. So yeah, awesome mold. So glad to have this aircraft now in the collection. It is so nice, and safe to say it's a really good model in reference to the design. Love the green colors, and it's all really great with the registration there on the bottom right of the wing too. I probably should have mentioned that. There's that. Yeah, really great looking aircraft. Glad to have a Sadia at long last, and this is going to look really cool, great planes. So really excited to make plenty of references with that, possibly cross-reference if we're really lucky. But now it's time to take a look at this EasyJet Airbus E320 Neo. So that's the pounds number. It was 49 pounds. So obviously a little high on the price, but keep in mind when you go to European stores for any items, not just airplanes, they actually tack you on with a VAT, value after total, I think, or value after tax. I'm not sure exactly what it means. I'll try to put it on screen. But anyway, it's on various non-essential functions, items rather, that they get a really high tax percentage. In this case, it was 20%. So it was a little unfortunate, but of course, I wanted to support the store and also add to my collection at the same time. So this is the JC Wings EasyJet Airbus E320 Neo with the Neo title. I've always wanted EasyJet. I think that's the only one I saw of the whole trip, so I'm really glad I chose to get it when I did. So yeah, great to have EasyJet now. I saw several of them in Amsterdam and also other places like Stockholm and Zurich. So really excited to have this, and this will be a great aircraft. So JC Wings, first narrow body with the orange box. This is pretty unique. So there it is. It actually does have the information card. So with these boxes, I don't have many of these. I actually have the 1 2-inch Korean that's similar, but yeah, you get the orange flap there, and then you actually have the cradle, which is so overkill for a 320. Let's see what we can do here. I think we're gonna do best just trying to push it out here. There we go. And then we also have the EasyJet card there, so you can see the detail on that, and it even has the registration, which is quite nice. In the back, it has the beautiful specifications for the manufacturer, overall length, wingspan, height, and engine time. So that's really nice too. You also may be wondering, I know I kind of forgot to mention this, why this video is coming out as number 51. I wanted my 50th math unboxing to be really special. I thought that being Airlines International in Kansas City would definitely serve that purpose super well. So that's why this is 51 and not 50. Which is still extremely special video, obviously being here with Anderson and taking a look at a whole different continent of models. He's literally flew all the way back home with me, which I personally think is probably the coolest way you could have done it. However, obviously, we have to consider that all the unboxing is going to fit somewhere, and it's raining outside again, so that's quite wonderful. But Anderson, speak up if you need to, because I know you got references to talk about, so don't hide them if you got them. But this is the EasyJet 320 Neo, and it's a really good looker at the same time. So let's go ahead, not waste any further time. Anderson's loving it too.
Wow, this is a JC, right?
This is JC Wings, dude.
Really good.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know when this was made, but
impressive.
this is exactly what we were trying to see. Let's get out of macro mode here, because macro mode definitely loves to make its rounds too. This is the JC Wings EasyJet Airbus E320 Neo in their Neo sticker livery. So yeah, really cool to have EasyJet. I'm looking like we're building a really good European fleet here, so we're going to be able to do a really good airport. I'm really excited for it. But anyway, this is looking really nice. This will be a really nice aircraft to add to the collection, so I'm excited to see what we can do with this. So let's not waste any further time and go ahead and get into the nitty-gritty cross-reference details. Okay, cockpit windows. Nose cone, same as always, but you know, we can kind of get past it. Same for nose landing gear. It's a little thick, but can't complain too much on it. What I can say for this aircraft is it's really cool to see the orange right here. It's so nice. And then you got the antenna. L1 door, EasyJet. Love the lowercase e. It's just so unique, just like JetBlue. So that's really cool to see that they got after it right there, and do have the Neo titles there. So I absolutely love all those details. So that's really great right there, to say the least. Now you have the orange that seeps through here, and then of course you got the Neo engines, which, as Anderson was referencing, they're really not that bad. I really think that they did a really good job there on the size. I know it's not different. It might be an optical illusion, but it really has some solid clearance there. So I don't know if they just readjusted the pylon a little bit or what they did, but honestly, it's pretty solid, so won't complain too much. They actually have an outline like this in real life, so that's the outline, but the actual wing roots right here, so you can see that. It looks quite nice. Slats and speed brakes there, main landing gear, and then you got the orange tips there. That's really great to see. I love the orange tips. That really adds some value there with the shark clips. But you got the overwing exit there and all the applicable details. There's the EasyJet shark clip. I absolutely love that. And then you got the orange right there, so all that's really nice. And then you got two antennas back here. And of course, this aircraft's known for the Neo sticker. I think it's so cool they have the engine as the O. That's really great precision there by EasyJet. So EasyJet, good job. You got the L2 door, and then you got the registration Gulf Uniform Zulu Hotel Alpha. EasyJet with the tail, horizontal stabilizer, APU, all the great details. Safe to say we knocked it out. And the cockpit windows obviously leave some room for improvement, but I've seen plenty worse, so I won't complain too much with that. You got the baggage doors and the cargo doors there too. I also wanted to note with this aircraft that there was so many activities I was fortunate enough to do in Europe. There are a couple really big ones, that I unfortunately did not get to do. One of those was fly EasyJet and Ryanair, but I prioritized the mainline carriers, and I got a really good handful of those. I'm really happy about that. But there's so much to do in the continent: ramp tours, model aircraft stores, plane spotting. It just never ends. So we'll have to go back hopefully in the future sometime and really get after it. But that EasyJet was really nice. So really glad to see that right there. That's absolutely awesome. Are we to our last aircraft already? Wow, it feels like it. I know it's been like 50 minutes, so I know it doesn't really seem that way, but it actually is. So grand finale is an absolute talent show. So glad to have this. If you saw my Instagram and videos, you know exactly why I got this. So this is the Phoenix 1:400 scale Virgin Atlantic Airbus E350 1000. So I was fortunate enough to get to fly this aircraft. I actually flew Delta. This is Bravo, so really close, so close enough. I actually got to fly this aircraft from New York John F. Kennedy to London Heathrow on their daytime flight, which is a huge killer flight to be able to not have jet lag. That was so great. So we'll talk about that more in the future, but really special. And my brother's a professional redneck, so he loves goose hunting. So I just thought that was so cool that the geese were on there to really represent that. So when I saw that, it just all came together in the moment that this was the model to get. So of course, NG did it. Does that sound right? I believe they did, but beggars can't be choosers when you're in the moment. So, and the Phoenix mode's exceptionally good. It's really good. It's one of their best aircraft, in my opinion. So, there's not going to be any disappointment to be had for getting this one instead of our what's it called? You know what I'm talking about, the NG one. So, Gemini also have definitely done it once or twice. So, anyway, here it is, Airbus A350 1000. There's the geese as I was referring to. There's the CGI. This is such a fun ride. I really enjoyed the flight. I'm so excited to share more from it with all of you in the future, but just a really, really cool plane, and it's just so cool to see its CGI now. Virgin Atlantic registration Golf Victor Romeo November Bravo. Here's the sides of the box, and there it is. And it even has the Statue of Liberty on it. How cool is that? I didn't see that. And then you got the, is that the London car? I think that's probably what that is. I think that's a UK car. That's so cool. And then this is some sort of bike from some sort of region. But that's so cool that Phoenix, yeah. That's so cool that Phoenix added particular details. And the back is just simple, just to make it nice. But yeah, this was such a special memory. And what better way to celebrate an incredible memory besides getting a model aircraft of exactly that aircraft. So this box actually held up well because it was in a suitcase, but let's just go ahead and see what it's like. And there it is, the Virgin A350 1000. Wow, I can't believe that I flew this airplane. Oh, there, that's what we call a prop on the mount. So this has been the prop for the video today. So no, we're not using a tripod if you thought so. So it's done a good job. It's turned into a tripod today, but no, it's not a tripod. So that's the reality. I didn't even know it fell back. But anyway, let's go ahead and just take a look. So this is the, gosh darn it, Phoenix, I love you, and obviously have bought so many planes from you today. This also goes to show that Megastore their inventory is incredible on manufacturers. They had the most Phoenix planes I've ever seen in my entire life. More than what I've ever seen on online storefronts. So the amount of Phoenix stock they had, dating back to 2020 releases, they were just so healthy on them. But Gemini, NG, Aero Classics had a whole section, Herpa, Flight Miniatures, Skymarks, like, it's just insane to me. And I'm so excited to share in the video. I'm gonna have to show Anderson some pictures after this so you can get a better appreciation of what we're really looking at here. How can you gripe with that? How can you, that might be the best one. I mean, like, why, that's my line. How can you gripe with that? I mean, that's beautiful. Oh my gosh. Let's just take a moment to really look at this. What's there to complain about with this? I don't need the NG. This is perfectly fine. I mean, this is so pretty. So this is the Phoenix Virgin Atlantic 350 1000. Normally I would be like, why was I not able to get the NG? This is perfection. And this is what Phoenix Models is capable of doing. They really can make some elite, top-tier qualifying aircraft. I don't see any problems with this. I'm just looking at this here, and CLT-13 would be doing the same kind of format here. I don't see any problems with this. I mean, it really is elite. The precision on the mold, the landing gears are so perfect, the color is really nice. Just the perfect amount of purple on the titles. Not too much, but just the right amount. I mean, it's so good. So I know that we could stare at it all day, but I know that all of you would rather see the aircraft, so I won't waste any further time and go ahead and show you. But I mean, what is there to complain about with the effort? So this is the Virgin Atlantic A350-1000 by Phoenix. So let's go ahead and get started. So got the raccoon mask around it too, and then you got the slight wardrobe malfunction that they did, which I think adds some real character to it. So you got that piece, and then we go into their normal gray color, so that's really nice. Got the panel detail and all that, and then this aircraft is named Purple Rain, I believe. So there's the UK flag and a guy holding it, so that's really cool. Nose landing gear, which this is where the strut gray really looks cool. Narrow bodies kind of struggle a little bit, but the wide bodies look so cool with the metallic color, I think, so that's really nice. Got the L1 door and the SkyTeam logo. It was so cool to get to board this. I actually boarded in the L2 door, so we'll see that momentarily, but that's really nice. So Virgin Atlantic billboard titles. They look really nice. I love the lowercase. I think they did a really good job here. I just can't stop thinking about some of the European YouTubers like Jompy3922 and Aviation 18 that have had these aircraft in there, and also some of their narrow body counterparts, not for Virgin Atlantic, but airlines like Edelweiss or British Airways, or just the 320s of the world, the E190s, planes like that. So it's really cool to see this aircraft to kind of get that same vibe to it, but then having all these heavies lined up like this. So anyway, beacon, really small SATCOM box or whatever exactly that one is, and then you got the first antenna there. Not to mention you got the L2 door. A350-1000 much longer. I only have a handful of them, so it's great to add this one, especially after flying it, so really glad to have it today. That is the leading edge light, which is really well detailed. There's the Rolls-Royce engines. They are really nicely detailed. I love that red color. That's so cool. And then there's the fan blades, which I think they did an exceptional job of detailing that up. That looks really nice. That's really cool to see right there. Okay, then you get the wing here, which is really cool, and there's the main landing gear, which do pivot, so we absolutely love that. You got the flap slats and speed brakes, and there is the red wingtip right there, which is so cool, and then the underneath side also looks great. Really like those main landing gear. Those are really exceptional. There's the antenna right there, and then you got the L3 door, which is absolutely wonderful right there. And then, of course, you got the Wi-Fi box right there for registration Golf, Victor, Romeo, November, Bravo. Now, again, I flew Delta, so very close. I'll have to see if anybody ever did Delta, but I'm assuming it is Bravo for the moment, which is plenty close enough, so no complaints. Here is the next antenna along with the L4 door, and of course the Virgin Atlantic title switch. The red just seems on point, and then obviously the font and the style here is exactly how it's supposed to be, so I love that. Horizontal stabilizers, APU. I mean, what is there more that you really could dive into with this aircraft? I mean, it's just gorgeous. Just take a look, just looking around. So nice, beautiful airplane. I think they really outdid themselves. Let me get out of macro mode here. I really think they outdid themselves with this aircraft. I mean, it's just so beautiful. There's the top of the aircraft. Oh, you know what we could do? We could do a fictional European airport with your setup here if you want to. We'll have to set that up after this. Oh no, I feel a loose piece. We'll just pretend that that didn't happen. But Virgin Atlantic, there's the registration. So great. I mean, like, that's gorgeous. I mean, how can you even begin to even slightly complain with that? So I'll just go ahead and put that off to the side and bring our little WestJet friend up here so he can hang out with the guys. But that is the unboxing. I'm just making sure I didn't miss any just in case, but I believe that is every one of them. Oh, well, we saved that one, so proud of that. But let's see if we can put this, prop this up. We'll get a better shot here in a minute, but just want to get a pretty good look at it here. So this is it, guys. So this is Mass Unboxing 51. What a haul. I mean, just the amount of variety here with this is so cool. So we ended up with 4, 8, 11, 12 airplanes. Definitely a really wide variety. I think the Southwest were just kind of cool to change it up, obviously. But then it looks like we have the 6 European narrow bodies, the WestJet, obviously, and then these 2 wide bodies with Sadia and Virgin Atlantic, and then the KLM 7810 1-200. So honestly, a really good variety. Anderson, I would love to hear your thoughts on any particular aircraft or what you think overall, and just any thoughts that you have that you'd like to add into this unboxing and how you made it special here today.
Overall, just a really good variety. I'm really impressed with the quality of the Phoenix models.
I know.
They're pretty good, but they always just kind of take me by surprise when I actually see them in person, so that's really awesome. And especially the Virgin Atlantic and Sadia, of course, the beautiful liveries that they are. Quite the contrast between the WestJet and the Virgin Atlantic there.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's just really awesome. Awesome diversity. Really fun unboxing today.
Absolutely, that is a really good shot right there to really highlight those two to see what model aircraft collecting can truly be about. And I flew both of those, so I mean, it's so cool to put those side by side and really put that in. You think about, yes, you can fly aircraft like that, and you can also get model aircraft. So this is why working hard and having the opportunity to save up money and buying these model aircraft can be so valuable, because you can fly WestJet Saab 340 and get it, but you can also fly a Virgin Atlantic 350-1000 and get it too. So, and then if you just get a chance to spot them and see them every day, it's still worth it, like the One World A320 or the Air France 220 or any of those. So really good variety today. I'm certainly exceptionally happy with it. This is definitely a really good shot here. So glad to have this today, and I really hope all of you enjoy this unboxing. The next one's going to be extremely special as we work into American Airlines MD-80s by NG models. I'm stoked for that, so stay on the lookout for that on my channel. You're not going to want to miss it. It's going to be an absolute blast. But with all that being said, everybody, that'll do it for today's video. Thank you all so much for watching. I want to thank each and one of you for watching. My name is Redriveraviation Aviation. Take it easy, everybody. Stay safe. Just process. Do you love and love you do. My name is Redriveraviation Aviation. I want to thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all soon as Redriveraviation is signing off.